Here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about something that is honestly pretty disappointing. I can't say that I am totally 100% mind blown surprised by this one, but ultimately it is pretty disappointing. It's a pretty weird situation as well, and you've probably already seen at least something about it. It's been going kind of viral the last like 2 to 3 days as this has all kind of started really popping off, and it sparked a major debate around the entire subject. So as you can see by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about the Lil Tay OnlyFans fiasco. So the craziest part about this is, I'm sure most of you remember too, back in like 2017, 2018, when Lil Tay first kind of like started showing up online doing the like flexing videos and just being fucking annoying. She was still a pretty young child at that point, and then she was just like not relevant for many years. And then there was other drama that came along as she got older with her parents and other shit. And then now we get to this point where she is now on OnlyFans making millions of dollars. And like I said, this is starting to spark this like massive debate. There's obviously people who support this, and there's a lot of people, honestly more people than I thought, thankfully, that are weirded out by this and think this is disturbing. So I kind of want to go chronological to kind of go through all of this, right? Because I feel like that's the easiest way to really kind of display everything that's going on. So Lil Tay's birthday, her 18th birthday more particularly, just happened a couple days ago, and a few days before her 18th birthday she started making these posts on Twitter, you know, saying like, oh, give me likes and I'll start a OnlyFans when I turn 18. I can't wait to turn 18 so I can drop this shit for you guys, right? So before she was even actually legally an adult, she was teasing that this was going to be happening. And then of course, right when she turns 18, she releases this OnlyFans. She somehow claims that all of the content posted to said OnlyFans was filmed at 12:01 a.m. on her birthday, technically making it legal or whatever, right? But there is a lot of debate on whether or not this is actually the case, because obviously, like I said just a minute ago, she was kind of hinting that this was going to be coming multiple days before she was 18, and then right when she turned 18 is when this all started getting posted or whatever, right? That's when the OnlyFans happened. So there is speculation. Obviously, it's not really confirmable, at least from what I've been able to tell from anything I've seen about this, but there is speculation that the content that's getting posted on this page is technically content from when she was not legally an adult, which I would think obviously just on a legal definition would technically make it CP at that point. Now, like I said, there is no guarantee or even any real proof that this was the case, but like I said, circumstantially, it definitely is easy for some people to assume that this shit just isn't actually legal or morally up to date. So obviously some people have to support this entire thing, right? Some people have to think that this is okay because she made $1 million like within the first day of launching this page. So she posted a tweet the other day with like the, I guess, earnings or whatever, the dashboard that shows the total. Not bad for 3 hours. We broke the fuck out of that OnlyFans record, and as you can see by the screenshot attached to the post, over $1 million has been made on this account in revenue in total. Now, she claims in the tweet that it's 3 hours, but if you look at the timeline at the very top, it doesn't appear to be 3 hours. I really don't know what that's about. That definitely doesn't add up, but regardless, $1 million grossed is pretty decent money. I mean, realistically, probably the biggest paycheck she will actually ever make. But what I thought was insane about this is that half of the money damn near actually didn't even come from just the subscriptions. Half of the money that was grossed came from messages. So from what I understand, people are paying for the subscription and they pay the monthly fee for that. Then they can pay to send private messages to Lil Tay and say whatever they want. Assumedly, a lot of it is a lot of just complete freak wild shit, right? But there's probably some people just trying to like get her attention or get her to respond or something. But overall, $1 million like the day you turn 18, basically, that is pretty insane money. Very obviously, most people will never experience something like that in their entire life. So now a lot of people are are very obviously disgusted by this entire situation. Honestly, myself, I feel pretty weird about it too. For me, it's just like I said, the fact that whenever I think about Lil Tay, and up until literally a couple of days ago, the entire thing is just like a child brand, right? It's about a kid, and Lil Tay, at least from what most people remember her from, is her being the annoying little kid. And then for like the moment she's legal or whatever to do something like this, to launch this kind of shit and then to just be immediately going this route, it's just nasty, man. And a lot of people are actually shitting on her for this and saying like, oh, you know, this is disgusting, this is degenerate, which I would agree with, right? This definitely isn't a great thing. But I think that there's also more people to blame in this entire thing than just Lil Tay herself. Now, obviously, she's the one doing this and like kind of carrying it all out, but there are other people in this that I think are just also complicit in the entire scheme. Now, obviously, the people buying this content. Now, I don't think people actually point the finger at these people enough in terms of like the argument around like, you know, OnlyFans and buying this shit. It is just, in my opinion, personally, it's embarrassing and weird to be doing some shit like that. Probably why people don't proudly announce that they're buying it, but it's just like a very weird, stupid thing to me to spend money on, especially when, if you think about it, like if you really want to be a gooner or whatever, there is free content like that online. You don't even need to be paying for it. So according to this article, I think from Hot New Hip Hop, it says that her monthly subscription fee is $20 per month. So there are people out there, I mean, let's just see, there's $511,000 in subscriptions. If you divide that by $20, that is over 25,000 people who are paying now $20 a month subscribed to her OnlyFans. I mean, $20 a month, if you really think about it, right, like you can do a lot better shit than just like buy something like this for $20. I would almost argue that just taking a $20 bill and setting the shit on fire in your hand is probably a better trade-off in the long run than buying this shit. The creepiest part about it is the people who actually paid for this, like I said, 25,000 people, they essentially were sitting there and they were waiting for this to happen. They were waiting for this girl to turn 18. Like I said, she was talking about how when she turned 18, she was going to start an OnlyFans page. So they were literally sitting there like counting the days, counting down the minutes, counting down the hours. And then like right when she starts this shit, right when she turns 18, they're buying $20 a month worth of Lil Tay OnlyFans. Let that honestly like sink into your mind that people are doing this shit. Now, then you also consider that a lot of these people, they also decided to double down and pay to send messages, and you can only imagine what some of these messages were. You probably had people in there saying the most vile, disgusting, insane, ridiculous shit. And once again, this is all to a girl who was like 18 freshly for a couple hours. There's probably some like grown-ass 45-year-old men in there just like freaking the fuck out basically in her DMs. And not only that, but they're paying money to do it. They're literally paying money to do some weird shit. Now, the majority of people realize this is just weird, but also you have to consider the fact that Lil Tay's parents, basically for the entire time that we've even known about her, have very obviously been taking advantage of her and manipulating her based on like her attention and whatnot, all of the like virality surrounding her. They, like a lot of other parents who have kids who end up like famous or actresses styles, you know what I mean? Like parents who have their kids in competitive sports, shit like that, they inevitably take it too far and they start just like taking advantage of their children in a way and like living vicariously through them. And in this instance, the parents are like, even from a young age with her, like enabling her to act like a complete fucking stupid degenerate, like on camera just acting like a complete moron. She's like 12 years old, screaming and being stupid. And they were sitting there, you know, laughing, giggling, clapping the entire time, because I'm sure when she was like making some sort of money through social media, they were probably getting their hands on that money, especially considering she was a kid. But then now, you know, she's kind of older or whatever. She's not really viral for that reason anymore of being like the annoying flexer kid. The antics around her as she became older kind of just wore off. No one really gives a fuck. So
y'all already know what the fuck going on. We just broke the the link record with the youngest link of the century. $1 million in a couple hours. I'm still the youngest one doing it. For all the grown-ass haters who've been hating since I was 9 years old, look at me now. What y'all got to say? Y'all been doubting me for 7 years. You can hate on me all you want. You can't say Lil Tay ain't winning. So for everybody out there, do whatever the hell you want with your life. Who gives a fuck what people have to say? And remember this, Lil Tay rich and finna get richer. Oh yeah, and thank you to all my supporters who have pre-ordered since 2018 or whenever you did.